Good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We'll get to the JRC in a moment. First, real quick, in the disclaimers, if you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, in there you're going to see all the pertinent links. So, should you like to do a deep dive on the subjects, you should be definitely able to do so. Trigger warnings. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. I myself do use profanity, and we do talk about places like when we talk about places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, for example, you're going to hear some vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. So if you have a child watching this channel and they are 16 and younger, parental supervision very obviously advised, all right? All right, where we left off just a little bit ago, sorry. I'm kind of proud of my little weird loop-de-doop. I think it looks cool, right? Alright, this comment, it says, please ban this harmful practice. Using pain to obtain compliance from disabled people is cruel and unjustifiable. Thank you. Not even the JRC can properly actually defend themselves. That's why all their arguments sound batshit insane. No. Alright, this one says, they use some of the template, but we're going to read through it again anyways. Since I am autistic, I want the FDA to pass a rule banning the use of electric shock devices for behavior modification. While indicated use for the devices may be to control damaging behaviors, it is extremely easy to abuse. Or hear me out on this, they shouldn't be used at all because intentional pain being caused to someone should absolutely have no place in any form of medicine anywhere. Shouldn't be like, they don't even use it what it's for. Okay, but that's completely besides the point. The point is they shouldn't be used at all. Keep up. Autistic people like me are getting painful shocks for getting out of their seats or for entirely harmless behaviors like hand flapping. I'm not personally connected to a facility, but I am an animal behaviorist, and I can tell you that even if the presented action is harmful, aversive training techniques are almost entirely useless, not to mention permanently harmful. Thank you! There are much better ways to handle aggressive and injurious behavior. There's no reason for these devices to be used on humans. I want the FDA to ban them. Go off, my friend. Go off. Alright, here we go. Now, this has the template ban, obviously, so we're going to go back to where we were. Here we go. Alright, so this one states, I am writing to express my strong support for the proposed rule to ban the use and sale of electric stimulation devices for aggressive and self-injurious behaviors. As a provider of services and advocate for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, I believe that banning these devices is crucial to protect the health and the well-being of people with I/DD, they're known as intellectual or developmentally disabled folks. She kind of sounds like she works for ARC. I'm just guessing. Alright, here this one says, dear ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, they, them, he, her, he, him, she, her, however your pronouns are. I am a parent of a special needs adult son diagnosed with autism and epilepsy. My son is delightful, smart, and trusts me with his life. To know that shock treatments are being used in 2024 anywhere on any person with a disability is appalling. Our special needs children and adults need greater care and love humans can give them. In the year of our Lord 2025, can we please finally absolutely get rid of that horrific PC term of special needs? They're not special, they're just needs. It's this othering that's always been such a large part of the problem and why there's been such a massive divide between the disability communities and everybody outside of them. And it's this constant, never-ending othering. We didn't other ourselves, folks. You othered us. And then you get mad when we stay within the groups that you placed us all into and say, but don't you want to get better? What incentive do we have to do that, Karen? So that people like you would accept us? I wouldn't want to be accepted by people like you. You know? What's that line by Groucho Marx, who my hero worship and view as my spirit animal? What would he say? I wouldn't want to join a club that would want me as a member. Exactly. Long live Groucho, king of comedy, long may he reign. Y'all don't know. Anyways, let me continue to read this here. Sorry about that. I support a ban on electrical stimulation devices intended for self-injurious behavior or aggressive behavior. For decades, people with intellectual and developmental disabilities have been tortured by these devices at the Judge Rotenberg Center. It is the only place in the country that still uses this barbaric and inhumane practice, despite substantial evidence that the shocks are painful and traumatizing to the residents. Alternative positive behaviors exist and have proven to be more effective. Please support this ban so that it never used again on any human being. Thank you for so much for listening and abolishing electric shock devices. So this one both used the template and put some of their own words in there as well, which I appreciate. But please, anything that's like special needs, or for God's sake, the next person who tells me that I am differently abled is going to get the same treatment as the assholes who used to, at the back of me in call centers, you yell randomly, smile, and dial. Means I kind of want to punch you in the face. Just putting it out there. Stop it with the PC language. Nobody likes it. I do mean literally no one. And the only time you should use it is if the individual in question asks you to. Otherwise, please use the preferred language of the masses of us who say, just for God's sake, call us disabled. Stop with this special needs, differently abled bullshit. These are not dirty words. We are not afraid of the fact that we are disabled. We are not afraid of the fact that although our needs are different from other people, they're just needs. They're not special. They're just the extra things that we need to get along in life. Like you people, neurotypicals, have your own crutches. You don't believe me? How long do you keep your head out of your cell phone within a 24-hour period? Just say. You all have your own supportive devices, so to condemn us for ours is the height of stupidity. Alright, we're going to look at a couple more here. Alright, so this one says, I am writing to express my strong support for the proposed rule to ban the use and sale of electronic stimulation devices for aggressive and self-injurious behavior. As a provider of services and advocate for individuals with intellectual disabilities, yep, this looks like art. I'd love to see you all. Every last one of you has been claimed as my friend, whether you know I exist or not. I don't make the rules. Alright, one more comment, folks, before we go out for this one. This one states, I have worked frequently with people with intellectual disabilities. The use of electrical shock devices for behavioral modification is cruel and inhumane. When people are learning what is correct and incorrect behavior, it is necessary for the consequence of incorrect behavior to reflect the behavior itself, so that a causal link can be made between behavior and consequence. It's, kind of one of the reasons why corporal punishment doesn't work very well and tends to, add on to that desire, that human inclination towards rebellion. Electrical shocks are not a reasonable punishment for any ill behavior, as there is no logical through line between any social behavior and implementation of the severe electric shock. To make matters worse, some of the behaviors electric shock devices are implemented to curtail, including hand flapping. Stimming, which is actually beneficial to the individual, and hand flapping is harmless to the self or others, and screaming when being shocked, involuntary or natural response to pain. How is this reasonable? For real. I support the FDA in passing a rule and banning the use of electric shock devices for behavioral modification. Now, on that one note, well, folks, we're going to go ahead and close out for this one. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do get tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please be kind. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. And please make double sure that you are set up to receive notifications from this channel. We're going to be continuing the Medicaid down the rabbit hole, the HIPAA and Advanced Directives series on the channel, and I don't want you to be missing anything. I do appreciate your time, and as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. I'll see you all here in a little bit. Bye-bye, everyone.